Anyways, welcome back to Antonblast Comic Studio, and we're here for part 2. So the last video, we didn't actually preview of those characters, but I'm never going to be expect that Satan isn't going to be exist right here, probably. And I'm not going to be completely sure that contains some spoilers. If you turn on here, this is actually going to be for one thing as well. So even that must be for even the main three characters. Even for the one wasn't going to be supposed to be exist. Whenever that were tried, is I'm not gonna be telling what is going to be going on as well. So we're gonna be continuing with some anything it goes. We would continue for the props as well. So it's actually going to be for around here as well. But that must be there's unused content could be for the lime. This is only one thing as well. Lime cookie arrived somewhere over here. So this is going to be for actually for the wanted poster. So you mean it's actually going to be this for the red guy? It's actually for a main character or something as well. So this is actually going to be for the real elevator as well. So that must be going to be the exit as well. And that must be for many more sprites, like anything as well. So even though we just absolutely talked about it like anything as well, but now we're going to be continued to the Mimitos. They're actually one thing that we're going to be finding out as well in this game. I finally saw this from the internet videos as well, and probably that something was a little bit cooled out before. So this is the hate crates, like even for this more as well. So looks like we got for actually for one thing. I didn't own for this thing as well. Probably maintained it by for one thing. This isn't going to be for one here. So it was supposed to be by the Dine and Anton. Oh, this is actually for one thing. And probably to search like anything as well. So even for hot users, the Dynamantine Anton, that is absolutely for the main character, could be for around here. So it was owned by Spear, and it's going on sale on Nintendo. That since back in a year ago. It's not probably a year ago. It was a few months ago for about for this thing as well. So we're about to continue for one thing as well, for such as a little bit for this one as well. Even for the boss arenas, like whenever it goes. So such as we already talking about for some sort of for the stuff as well. Even many more for the stage objects that I completely showing this. Whenever that must be going to absolutely find it out. We already talked about for those really ridiculous situation as well. So let's go for around here for the explosions, fire, text pop-ups, timer, combo chain. I probably should. This is actually going to be seeing this. So let's get this. I'm probably started with some kind of those things as well. The Doge Dog, even Demon's Mode, prisons as well, and this is gonna be the Spice present as well. The hate crates was actually for one thing. The layer springs was actually for some sort of those animations like this. Another one is the roulette as well. Yep, that must be another one for some kind of fun parts. The detonators are probably only one real person or one real purpose, like to explode some stuff. There's sprint timer, the doors. Yep, that must be the other stage objects. And Rowl Buster stuff. And we already for having a little bit for one some sort of stuff. I didn't own this. It's probably for a round of those stuff as well. That must be the boiler and that I just seen from the boss fights, or whenever that I just pretty saw this thing as whenever it is. There's a cannon, but I'm not sure that wasn't gonna be real. There's Malbuster stuff, could be for this thing as well. The boss arenas was actually for this thing as well. So we're going to be for this things. Let's start with the explosions. Oh my gosh, this was a real effect for a round of those things. Custom explosions. Even for this thing as well. For some sort of vehicle explosions like this that turn into rapidly on fire. Oh my dear. Oh my word. That was absolutely pretty insane. That must be fires. The color of the fires could be ridiculously like everywhere to do this as well. That must be text pop-ups as well. Like the happy hour as well. And there's timer UI as well. Even the timer that sets like these things as well. Even the time runs up. And it's going to be explode like this. But I'm not pretty sure that wasn't going to be pretty exist like this. There's a combo chain. Was absolutely ridiculous. Oh my gosh. That was pretty audience as well. So that was pretty ridiculous as well. For between of those words like themselves, like those speech. There's the health potions and the health portions like themselves. And which is going to be for another one. This is yourself, and another one could be for one thing as well. The health bars are like these. The targets could be for most likely insane like those things. The biggest targets could be for one real thing as well. And probably you might gotta be able to be sniping themselves when actually when you're in a plane or something. There's the boss cards. So this is actually the Anton. There's Annie, Brow Buster, and the Brow Buster as well. Another one is the Tall Buster. Another one is Small Buster, and finally Mall Buster. That must be for some sort of limited amount of words. The effects could be for pretty ridiculous Small Buster's effects. Oh my gosh, that was a little bit for probably insane for this now. Another Small Buster effects. It could be for round as the name or the same like those things. This is the bubble version. That is absolutely nothing gonna be hanging out for around here as well. So that in the last video, that the previous video like this could be that reference to the pizza tower, but that was actually related to Pizza Tower as well. Another one is Mallbuster effects. Could be for round as contains swearing. And the HUD one could be for this thing as well. This is absolutely what I just completely found as well. Acting the way that it does. And finally, the game logos itself could be actually for one thing. This is the HD version. For Nintendo version as well. This is actually for the kind of show. And probably explosions as well. And that must be... This is not gonna be a real TV show like this. Perhaps that doesn't gonna be the way like these things as well. And finally, the backgrounds could be actually for the title screens. And which is going to be for around the in-game way. There's the casino, Boiler City, Slow Roast Sewer, Cinnamon Springs, Bomb Candy Mines, The Big Bath, Concrete Jungle, Pinball Mire, The Mad Mall, Crimson Factory, The Mysterious Grass House, Deviled Gardens, Hell Manor, Browbusters Place or some kind of boss stage, Tallbusters stage, and Smallbusters stage, the Mallbusters concert, and that must be the concert as well for even not that isn't gonna be for one thing as well. That must be the junkyard. the Freako Dragons Casino stage, and finally, the final battle as the Satan stage. The Satan's castle couldn't be like this, but whenever this is gonna be the end game as well for such as a little bit far as well. This will actually going to be taking a little bit longer that loaded up for as well. So I never completely double guess that headed down into the sewer could be the real thing. So this is actually for the casino. That the boiler city, the sewers could be like these things as well. I don't really think that's some kind of a boiler or some kind of boiler as well. There's Cinnamon Springs, could be like nearby China as well. The Bomb Candy City Mines, or the Bomb like those candy mines. The Big Bath is actually for some sort of like this, I'm not really sure. The Concrete Jungle was probably even dangerous like themselves to go on an adventure. And a little bit more, and that must be pretty much more than I never expected. So, that must be the Crimson Factory as well. Another, the Grass House. The Devil's Garden. There's a black screen. The bosses could be themselves as well. That must be the stage. And the open stage for this thing as well. This is actually for the freaky party as well. Wait! We're probably absolutely belong like here, but I'm not pretty sure. That blasted down all the way to Brazil and ended up right here in the Soccer Ball Coliseum, or the Soccer Ball Grand Stadium. The Brazilian stadium, as I probably think. And finally, that must be the final boss for one thing is going to be going on around here. And that is all for the entire of those things. But what about these submitted sprites? I'm probably pretty sure that still probably exists for one thing as well. There's Old Satan, which is probably exist right here, as you may absolutely find here whatsoever. And there is nothing everything here. Because of all of that, some kind of stuff wasn't going to be probably exist right now. So that will be resulted to the end of this video, but we do not able to be finding out for some user comics. We may completely added Cookie Run characters and many such as more stickmans and other machines and some kind of anything as well. And also, thanks again from anything as well. The link is going to be in description down below, including the main website to browse some comics. And thanks again for watching. For perhaps like added anything from Cookie Run characters, it was as well. Added Skater Cookie, Zombie Cookie, Angel, Devil Cookie, and Snow Sugar Cookie. Even the NPCs that run away from that some kind of robot in the basketball court. And anyways, probably I might going to be see you in another video, because this video might going to get for some sort of 15 minutes as well. I'll be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads, comic studio users, and fellow viewers all later. And I'll be see you right here in 2 days for around here. I might gonna be see you next time, by the way, that I just completely saying this out loud. And that's completely the final way that we're going to be saying this out loud as well. Thanks again, folks, and we'll be see you next time.